This is Extreme Animals, the show which brings you face to face with the wonders of the wild.
We've searched the planet to bring you 10 of the best. They're outrageous, they're awesome, they're incredible.
But using your animal instinct, can you guess exactly why they've made it into Extreme Animals? Introducing the Extreme Animals Top 10 Scariest Creatures. Take a closer look. Any look familiar?
Do you know what makes them the best? And can you guess what makes this bear grizzly?
How these snappers have an appetite for destruction.
And where 8 little hairy legs makes putting on your shoes an extreme sport. Yikes.
And what have the rest of these monsters done to deserve a place in the Extreme Animals Top 10 Scariest? Any ideas?
Well, you'd better start thinking quick because all is about to be revealed. So, who's up first?
This is the most terrifying smile in the world. A 2-ton missile with 3,000 sharp teeth. We've come to the coast of South Africa. It's spring, and the great white shark is cruising the beaches looking for juicy prey. Luckily, surfers aren't on the menu today. There's only one thing he wants to get his teeth into. Yep, these guys get the seal of approval, and there are 2 million to choose from. The warm South African waters are full of tasty fish, ideal to hunt for the family. But while the seal pups wait, the mums become bait. The great white makes fishing a scary business. The little hunter becomes the hunted. The shark is a cool customer laying in wait. The great white's dark back acts as camouflage, so the seals can't see him against the gloom below. But he can see them. Creepy. Now that's what I call a fish knife. 3,000 razor-sharp teeth. The shark is one mean killing machine. He hits with 1,000 kilos of force. That smile could chop you clean in half.
What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over?
And don't worry, most seals make it back safely.
Wow, that great white extreme bite gave me a fright. But I've got a fantastic scary to freak you out even more next. Do you fancy a creature with a poison bite and a killer squeeze? If so, these guys are for you. They've got superpowers. They don't need to see you to catch you. Snakes are loaded with venom. Their fangs are like needles, injecting it straight into their prey. 100,000 people are killed by snakes every year. Luckily, there's only a few places in the world where snakes are really dangerous. This puffadder in Africa just loves rats and mice. And he's got a sixth sense to find prey. Special glands called pits in the nose let him actually see heat. So, snake vision looks like this. How cool is that? While the rat is in the dark, the snake can silently slither into the attack. And not only does his poison kill you, but it dissolves your insides. That is rotten. You think that's bad? It gets worse. A snake the length of a bus with a monster mouth. This 8-meter-long African rock python is one of the world's largest snakes. What a way to go. Pythons are constrictors. They don't have venom, but squeeze their prey to death and swallow them whole. And now for the really creepy bit. Snakes are masters of disguise. They only attack in self-defense, so mind your step unless you want snakeskin boots. The rattlesnake is so fed up with being stepped on and wasting its precious venom, it builds its own alarm. He's got enough venom to kill 3 grown men. Whoa, hold your horses.
Incredible. That's enough to rattle anyone's cage. Now that was one extreme slithery scary. But next I've got a cute little bear for you. I lied. Bears are far from cuddly. In North America, grizzlies are famous for their bad temper. And that's what's earned them their place in this scary lineup. But why are they bears with such sore heads? They don't start out that way. Look at these little bundles of joy.
Baby, you're sailing today. Baby, you're sailing away. Wish
Aw, aren't those baby bears cute? Makes you want to give them a big hug. Stop! The one thing guaranteed to make Mum Bear furious is if you get between her and her cubs. But she's got good reason to worry. Her cubs are totally dependent on her, and they've got a talent for mischief. So if she lets them out of her sight for a minute, they could easily get into big trouble. With this guy. He's 3 meters tall and weighs 400 kilos. That's nearly 6 times as heavy as your dad. The grizzly's in a bad mood. And there's one thing you need to know if you don't want to annoy him: never get between Daddy Bear and his food. He eats the bare necessities and then some, even baby bears. Grizzlies live to eat. And eat. And eat. They're built for the kill. They've got speed and power and some lethal weapons. 15-centimeter claws and ripping canine teeth. He may look like a big greedy gut, but he's got good reason to fill his boots. Without that killer appetite, he wouldn't get enough food to survive his 6 months of winter hibernation. And you wouldn't want to be around when he wakes up.
That bear sure gave me a scare, but I've got an insect that will give you a buzz. If you think mozzies are just an itchy nuisance, think again. Despite their size, they're the biggest killer on this show. 3 million people fall victim each year. Mosquitoes are tiny, but wow do they itch. Can you imagine being surrounded by millions of them? And all they want to do is suck your blood. Ah! It's enough to make you stampede. And that's exactly what these Alaskan caribou do. In Canada, mosquitoes have been known to send cattle so crazy, they die. Mosquitoes start life as harmless water bugs. But they soon become a blood-sucking menace on the world. When the female of the species emerges, she's got a taste for one thing: blood. She sniffs you out. It's the carbon dioxide in your breath that attracts her. Just hold your breath forever. Yeah, get real. She buzzes around looking for a nice tender spot to sink her sharp proboscis. It's like a blood-sucking straw. And she'll inject some anesthetic so you won't feel a thing. Till it's too late. Being an itchy pest isn't so bad, but in many tropical countries, mosquitoes carry a microscopic animal called the malaria parasite. Eugh. The parasite is tiny, so it can get into your blood while she's sucking away. Then it multiplies and causes a deadly disease called malaria. Don't worry, we're okay because it doesn't live in the UK. But in tropical parts of the world, it kills millions of people. Once she's drunk her fill, she flies off to lay her eggs and start the whole nasty business again. That is one nasty gnat that deserves a splat. Is anything scarier than the mosquito?
Maybe. Wait till you see the mega mouth monster up next. Who's lurking over here in East Africa? It's the 6-meter-long Nile crocodile. And he's waiting for his lunch, a nice, juicy wildebeest. Unlucky for them, they're heading his way. The wildebeest have to cross this river. The grass really is greener on the other side. But lurking in these waters are some killer smiles that can crush them to a pulp. Talk about croc-infested waters. Crocodiles evolved 100 million years ago and have hardly changed since the age of the dinosaurs. And the secret of their success is that they've got a killer strategy. They can hold their breath for up to 2 hours. And this gives them the time to lay the perfect sneaky ambush. What makes crocs even more terrifying is they're not just dumb prehistoric predators. They're smart, because they know how to work together. Crocs have powerful jaws, but they can't chew. So they've learned to team up and chow down. While their buddies hold it still, each takes its turn to perform a death roll on the victim. He locks his jaw and neck muscles and spins round, and that rips off a huge lump of meat. A meal like this could keep them going for 6 months.
Now that's one happy snapper. Right, halfway through, did you guess what made these guys so extreme?
Or were you surprised by the deathly smile of the great white?
The slithery and totally scary snake.
The bear with ripping canines.
Were you scared by the mighty mosquitoes?
Or perhaps you managed the crocodile smile.
An awesome lineup, and there's plenty more to come.
Keep on using your animal instinct to guess why these next 5 deserve a place in the top 10 extreme scary animals.
Okay, who likes jelly? Well, you might change your mind after my next see-through scary. This is one brainless, heartless killer with the most toxic poison on Earth. The jellyfish isn't a fish, but it is made out of jelly. So, how does it get around? Well, some jellyfish have muscles that pulse them through the sea, but some just drift where the tides take them. And that might be towards you. Now that's a scary thought. How can soft jelly hurt you, you're thinking? Well, if you've ever been stung by a jellyfish, you'll know. That rash was caused by thimble jellyfish, and it must really hurt. Now, thimble jellyfish are small and nasty, but they're not deadly. If she'd been stung by this Australian box jellyfish, she'd be dead in minutes. It's the tentacles underneath that sting, and they carry the most lethal venom on Earth. And then there's the Portuguese man-o-war. That harmless-looking lump of jelly on the surface hides a curtain of lethal trailing tentacles under the water. But how can a lump of soft jelly kill? Here's a clue. Those tentacles are sticky, but that's just the tip of it. Can you believe it? Those tentacles fire tiny harpoons packed with lethal poison into their victim's skin. That fish has been chipped. He'll be pulled into the jellyfish's body cavity and digested with chemicals. Is this fish crazy? No, it's clever. It's got protective slime, which means it can live here without getting a toxic shock. They might look like beautiful brainless lumps, but mess with the jelly and you'll get your just desserts. They kill over 50 people a year.
Wow, that jelly really did make my knees wobble. But up next, a fairy tale bad boy to freak you out. So who's afraid of the big bad wolf? For hundreds of years, wolves have been the stuff of nightmares and legends. But do these real-life werewolves deserve their reputation? Too right. They've got the gear and the attitude to do some serious damage. These ripping canines are larger than any dogs. And although they weigh about 40 kilograms, the same as a big dog, they're tougher, leaner, and meaner than any pet pooch. So you'd expect wolf fights to get serious. But once they've worked out who's top dog, they change tactics and work together. A pack of 8 wolves makes a ferocious team. Wolves live in tough places like here in Canada, and they hunt prey 10 times their own size, like these bison. Wolves have the stamina to hunt their victims till they drop. They can run 200 kilometers a day. That's like you running 5 marathons a day. Just watch how the pack attempts to separate the calf. They aren't stupid. They pick on the weak. But it looks like this calf has got the backup you don't want to mess with. Here comes Mum. These wolves are determined killers. They won't give up the hunt until they get their pound of flesh. Wolves, still scared? It's true. If you go down to the woods today, beware of a big surprise. You might just end up as the dog's dinner.
Those wolves got me howling with fear, but now it's time for arachnophobia. Yep, it's scary spider time. Do you feel like someone's watching you right now? With 4 pairs of eyes and 8 hairy legs? Ooh, creepy. All spiders are predators. Okay, most only have enough to do the odd housefly in, but if you live in Australia, you'll have a healthy respect for those 8-legged terrors. Say good day to 2 of the most deadly spiders on Earth, the redback and the funnel web. And they love your house. It's like a spider's fast food joint. Insects are attracted to the light in people's homes, and that draws in the greedy guts red-backed spider. And she's toxic. Her web might look like a right old mess, but it's got a fatal booby trap. She set this trap earlier. Her sticky web lines are pulled tight. And when the ant trips them, it gets a bungee jump it didn't expect. Now she wraps it tight. Like the snakes, her venom digests your insides. How revolting. Even more toxic is the Sydney funnel web spider, because he's, well, a hopeless romantic. On warm nights, he goes looking for a mate. Unfortunately, he's prone to get lost and could end up anywhere. Even in your shoes. Funnel webs are proud to be Australia's deadliest spider.
Still feeling brave? Enough to make you check your shoes, I reckon. I need to get away from all this scariness for a while. Oof, the Amazon. At last, a bit of peace, so I can think about who I'm going to vote for. But I've got a feeling it won't last for long. Down there is a scaly killer that hunts in packs. Piranhas. They may look innocent enough, but these guys could rip you to shreds. Look at those teeth. The piranha has the sharpest teeth in the animal kingdom. Now that's one extreme fact. There are over 50 species of piranhas, and surprisingly, most are vegetarian, eating any scraps they can get. But not these boys. The red-bellied piranhas like flesh. And here's the freaky bit. They don't just taste with their mouths, they taste with their scales too. Ugh, that makes my skin crawl. And if they like what they taste, they attack. And it's not just little fish on the menu. Occasionally, capybara and sloths have to enter the water. And then they have to swim for their lives. This sloth better speed up. Piranhas are attracted by the sight and sound of struggling in the water. Others just smell the blood. Apparently, piranhas can strip a horse down to the bone in minutes. Those teeth are like razor chainsaws, so just imagine what they could do to you. Nasty thought.
You're telling me. But I haven't got time to be scared. I've got royalty up next, and I need to prepare. Now bow to our final scary extreme animal. This is India. But what was that? Oh yes, it's the Lord of the Jungle. And the Monkey King just isn't pleased at all. He knows his subjects are in danger. You've got to watch out in tiger country. Look out! Too late. And it's not just monkeys on the menu. In India, tigers kill up to 50 people a year. That's because there's a struggle for space. Both people and tigers need to share the forests, but tigers don't take kindly to humans invading their territory. You can't really blame them. She can kill someone with a single bite. Tigers creep up on their prey from behind, so the locals wear face masks with eyes on the back of their heads to confuse them. I call that two-faced. But if tigers are given enough room, they happily stick to their wild prey, deer. And when it comes to hunting, this lady has certainly earned her stripes. Her stripes camouflage her in the grass, if you're colourblind like a deer, that is. Now that's extremely cunning. She stalks as close to her prey as she can. Before attacking at 60 kilometers per hour. She's a formidable killer, and she needs to be, because her cubs depend on her.
Phew! Don't mess with her. She's a right royal scary, and she means business. Wow, that was totally extreme. We've just seen some deadly displays of stealth, cunning, power, and toxicity. All of these animals have earned a place in the Extreme Animals Top 10 Scary Show.
So which was your favourite?
Was it the great white with the 3,000-toothed smile?
Perhaps you had a crush on the constricting snake.
How about the grizzly bear with its ripping canines?
Maybe the mighty mosquitoes got you buzzing.
Were you taken in by the killer smile of the crocodile?
Or were your knees beginning to wobble after seeing the jellyfish?
Did the big bad wolf leave you howling for joy?
Or did the 8 legs covered in hair give you the ultimate scare?
Did the chainsaw jaw of the piranha fish give you a fright?
Or finally, was the tiger your perfect choice? It's tough to choose a favourite from these wonders of the wild.
They're outrageous, awesome and incredible, but most of all, they're extreme animals.